Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Welcome back to the CNY family. Thank you guys so much for being here. Um, so I want to jump right in. Got a lot to talk about today. So let's get right into it and discuss. As you come in, please hit that like button. And if you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and make sure you click that notification bell so you're notified for any future videos that we do. All right. So first thing, let's talk about this mall, the Miami Mall alien story. Now, that's what everybody's calling it, is the mall alien. I would say being, entity, something else, right? There's a lot of people that think it's fake. There's a lot of people that think it's real. There's a lot of people that think it's part of, you know, part of the beam strategy. Okay. If y'all stay with me. Now, the cops come out and said, listen, there's no being, there was no alien. This was a group of kids who got into this big, huge fight inside of the mall and started lighting off fireworks, and it was crazy and blah, blah, blah. There were so many cops at the mall that day. I have never seen so many cops at one time in one place, ever. Now there has been many tragedies that have happened at schools. There has been a lot of things that would warrant a lot of police officers. That looked like every cop in Florida, right? That looked like every cop from Miami was up in there. Okay. Second thing I will say is if this was a massive brawl between kids inside of the mall and fireworks were being lit off, then I guarantee that there would be videos posted all over the internet about it. Every time there's a massive brawl, there's the video footage is posted online, whether it be in Chicago, New York, wherever. There would be, and especially from people's cell phones that were at the mall that day, there would be video evidence of this huge brawl that broke out. Okay. There just would be. The next thing. If y'all remember, if you've ever seen Stranger Things, there was a time when the kids from the movie had to actually fight the Demogorgon, the alien being, inside the mall. Fireworks were also let off in that scene. So, I just find that very, very interesting. Remember, guys, all these movie ideas come from real life things, okay? Come from they come from somewhere. So I just thought that was worth mentioning. But from what I have now, there's a lot of faked videos out there. A lot of faked videos. People will do whatever they can to try to get, famous, viral videos and go famous. However, that's the problem, because when a real one gets put out, nobody believes it. And there's no way to know 100% whether the video footage that we saw of this being outside the mall or inside the mall is real or not. There's just no way for us to know because of everything that has been proven fake that we have seen. Okay. I, in my opinion, believe there are other worldly entities out there. Of course I do. I just don't believe that it was a fight that broke out between a bunch of kids. And I mean, let's think about this. The power was shut off to the mall, right? So there goes the security cam. There goes any security footage that you would have gotten from the mall. Why is that? Because I guarantee that if a group of kids freaking busted out in the mall and started fighting each other and fireworks were going off, they would have already released that video footage. They would have said, listen, here it is. The alien story is not true. The being story is not true. Here's what really happened. But they have not done that. Do you know why they have not done that? My guess, it's a BS made up story, in my opinion. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it down in the comment section below. Next thing. So they had closed school in New York City, a high school, sent all the kids home to do remote learning from home so they could house migrants in the school. Now, this is not a cut and dry thing for me. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't think it's cool that, well, first of all, you guys all know how I feel about the public school system to begin with. Anyways, some of you may not know. You new people won't know, but I'm not a fan. But them sending the kids home to do remote learning so they could house migrants in the school, I think is completely insane. Completely crazy. Like, first of all, your job as a school, okay, is to teach children, to make sure that they, are picking up and learning what they're supposed to be learning. Okay. And then you say, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send these kids home so they can remote learn. They can do school online. So we can give these people who crossed over here illegally a warm place to stay. Now, as a human being, I can see it from the side that, I mean, they got to have somewhere to go, right? They can't just be all out on the streets, right? So from the human being aspect, I get it. I get, that they're human beings too. They're people too. I just don't think that the children should be, how do I want to put this? I don't think that it should be done at these kids' expense. Okay. I will put it that way. What do you guys think about it? Now, the next thing, that brings me right into this next thing. So Maine, the state of Maine, has built several new apartment buildings for migrants. Okay. Several new apartment buildings have gone up and they will go to migrants who have come over here. Again, I use the word illegally. Now, those lucky ones, those lucky people that get to get one of these apartments, get this, get to live there for the first 2 years, completely and totally 100% rent free while they apply for work permits. Now, okay. Now, I have a problem, right? I get, again, that these people need somewhere to stay. And I think people probably should have thought about that before they said, hey, let's open the gates. Okay. Now, I get that they have to have somewhere to go. However, letting them live there for 2 years rent free when you've got Americans that can't afford, that work and can't afford to maintain their bills, cannot afford to maintain their life, and they lose everything. We don't do nothing for them. They don't get offered a place to live rent free for 2 years while they get back on their feet. We don't do it. So why are we making special exceptions for people who just decide, hey, I want to go to America, right? Now, I think about it this way, okay? I think that a lot of these migrants that come over, not all of them, but I think, a good chunk, a decent sized chunk of them are like, listen, they've opened the gates. I can give my child a better life. I can make a better life for me and my children if we go to America, because everybody thinks that America is the best country in the world, right? Everybody thinks, listen, a dollar and a dream, the American dream. Little do they know, right? Little do they know. But anyway, so I think that some of them come over and that's what they're coming over for. They're like, man, I just want to give my kids a better life and me a better life, right? Then I believe I believe there's bad seeds everywhere in a lot of, it doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter. I believe there's good and there's bad. So, while letting everybody just walk in the door, you are letting criminals in. You are letting people with bad intentions in. I mean, that's just what it is. So that's how I feel on the whole, them coming in. But anyway, back to this apartment complex, or back to these apartment buildings that have been built to house these migrants rent free for 2 years. I think is completely insane. When we don't take care of our veterans, we don't take care of our families here. We don't take care of anything. I mean, here, excuse me. I just don't think that it's right when you have struggling American families who are doing what they can, who are trying their best and just can't make it. We don't help them out. We don't say, hey, well, we'll have the taxpayers pay your rent for 2 years while you get back on your feet and save up your money. But we're doing it for them. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that also. Now, let's go into the next story. A Rochester man. Okay, so get this. So there was this man. He could not breathe. He was having trouble breathing, and he just couldn't catch his breath. Well, he had called 911, I guess, before it got really bad. 911 was there. So an ambulance came. He was freaking out. When they got there, he was like literally freaking out because he couldn't breathe. And the female EMS person was like, she thought the man was like, he's flailing around, trying to just grab whatever, just couldn't breathe, right? Imagine if your brain is being deprived of oxygen, you're going to be a little bit flaily, right? So this woman was like, oh, he tried to grab me, blah, 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 blah. So the man's in the back of the ambulance, okay, having all kinds of trouble breathing. Well, these two EMS drivers decide, oh, he's erratic. We do not want to help him. So they kicked this man out of the ambulance, made him actually got on the phone with the cops, called the police, removed the man from the ambulance, and he was sitting on the bench. He fell off of the bench and laid there for 2 minutes until the police arrived to deal with the situation. A couple of weeks after this happened, the man died, and now his family is demanding answers. I want to know, what do you guys think about the ambulance, the EMS drivers kicking this man out of the ambulance and refusing to help him because they thought that he was erratic or possibly a danger to them? The man couldn't breathe, right? I mean, it's totally crazy. So if you think that they were right in doing what they did and removing him from the ambulance and calling the cops and not giving him help for 2 minutes until the police got there, if you think they were right in doing that, put a 1 down in the comment section. If you think they were completely wrong for kicking that poor man out of the back of the ambulance and refusing to help him, throw a 2 down in the comment section for me. I just want to know where everybody stands on this, because I'm sure there's going to be people that are like, listen, he could very well could have been a danger to them. Like, they don't know this man. He could have been a danger and they did the right thing. There's going to be people on the other end that go, listen, they signed up to help people. This guy couldn't breathe. He obviously was in need of help and they refused to do their job. They should be fired. So let me know where you guys stand. Okay, now I did want to take a minute and just talk about the Katt Williams interview that he did on Club Shay Shay, and it blew up. I mean, he called out comedians, he called out Hollywood, he called out a bunch of people. He just basically went out there and said, listen, I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm going to lay it all out, whether people like it or not. I always really liked Katt Williams. Think he's funny. Think he's a really good comedian. Always really liked the guy. But, however, everything that he said, like, people are coming out. So you got people that are coming out and being like, hell yeah, everything he said was true. Like, this is true. This is true. Here's proof. Here's all of these old video clips are being resurfaced now. Right. And then, of course, you have other people that didn't like what he had to say about them. And they all came out and said, whatever their response was back to him. None of them came out and said he straight up lied. None of them. But anyway, I want to go just talk about the Hollywood part, where he talked about how Hollywood producers, directors, whatever, Hollywood would try to GROOM children, and they would try to get these. Listen, if you want to make it, if you want to be rich and famous, if you want to be an A-list celebrity, you got to do this, that, and the other thing. And some of them were like, hell no. I don't need to be an A-list celebrity if that's how I got to get there. I'm not doing it. And so this, like I said, all these old video clips were coming out. And I saw one the other day, actually 2. One was of DMX way back in the day, saying that absolutely Hollywood is a bunch of bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah, saying a whole bunch of stuff. So, and Katt's not the first one to come out and say, listen, this is what Hollywood is doing. This is what Hollywood wants people to do. If you want to be, if you want to make it, you're going to, and you want to sign your soul away, here's what you're going to do. Right. So people have been coming out forever, but I think it's just awesome that Katt came out and did this interview and just laid it all out there and said, listen, they can't cancel me. They ain't never gave me nothing. Everything I've gotten on my own. So, and I know it all. So here it is, right? So also this old video clip came out of the Hollywood producers. I don't know if they were shooting a commercial, if they were shooting a scene, but here's Bernie Mac sitting in a chair and he's surrounded by all these kids. And that you can see the producer lady going, okay, now let that 13, the kid had to have been 11, 12, 13. Sit on his lap, sit on Bernie's lap. And Bernie's like, no. And he pushed the kid back. No. And they kept trying and trying and trying. And she walked up to him and she was like, here, Bernie, you put this kid on your lap. And he was like, hell no, I'm not doing it, lady. And, rest in peace. Bernie is no longer with us, but he was one of the good guys. Just wanted to point that out. But how many people, how many kids that grew up in Hollywood have come out and told their story? How many? Elijah Wood, Macaulay Culkin. I mean, there's been so freaking many. And it's like, and people act shocked that they just heard this. People act shocked that Weinstein wanted, asked to do this. And people act shocked that Diddy did what he did. And it's like, I don't know why anybody's shocked. This is not a secret. I mean, it's not a secret. It should all come out. Like I said, 2024, the year of truth, the year of light, the year of the veil being lifted. The veil is being lifted, everybody. So I'd definitely love to hear all of your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below about all this stuff. I'm going to end this one here. Please go check out my other channel if you're into spiritual awakening and all of that. I will leave the link down in the description below. Also, I am doing the CNY Family Uncensored videos over on our Patreon. So if you want to see those, it's $3 a month to join our Patreon. And because a lot of stuff I can't post over here no more on YouTube. I just can't. And the third thing, if you guys would like to donate, please consider doing so. It's a massive help to us, and it is what it is. If you can and you want to, please do so. The links are down in the description below. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. And I will see you all next time.